Hello friends, hopefully you are fine over there. So in the last class we're discussing about partnership, right? So we are done with the features of and definition and features of partnership. Now in this class I will like to teach you further, that is what are the merits, you can say advantages of partnership. As I told you that it is not mandated to get registered, so there is very ease to form, so a partnership can easily to form. So this is the advantage of partnership. Further, second point is larger financial resource. As we know that in case of partnership, we can have more than 2% at least, and that can go up to extend 100 in case of a non-banking partnership. So due to increasing number of person, we add more capital to our business, right? So the contribution in the partnership firm, all the partner contribute some amount. As a result, the financial resource of the partnership firm are larger than a sole proprietor and a joint Hindu family business. So in case of partnership, we have a larger financial resource. The next point is sharing of risk. As yesterday in the last video I gave you example like A, B, C and D are four partners in a partnership firm. So if any loss incurred during that particular year, that loss will be divided in the agreed ratio among the partners. So there is a sharing of risk in partnership. The next point is important is division of work, like division of work. For example, if A, B, C and D together form, they open a restaurant, right? Now the point is the one person out of them, one partner out of them is very good in making food. So what we have done, so he become a chef in our restaurant. Other one is very good in marketing, other one is very good in marketing, so we engage him to provide certain good policy to the customer to attract customers, and the other one is there for decoration. So this is how. And the last one is managing all the resource, I mean all the raw materials that we require, so and finance as well. So this is what we done, just because of they have a different people have a different skills which was lacking in sole proprietorship form of business. Availability of different partners, so we can allocate work accordingly just because of their specialization of work. The next point is motivation. As we all know that the sharing of a profit take place among the partners, fine. So they're highly influenced that if they work harder, that means they're working for themselves, not anyone else. So if they work harder, if partnership or their particular business is going to increase, the benefit only get back to them in a way of profit to them. Fine. So that's why they are highly motivated. But I'm not going to read all this because it is one of very easy. Just I'm teaching you. Just go through the points, and I'll provide this material, study material to you as well. Now, secret. As we know that in case of partnership, the account does not need to reveal with the general public, and hence I'm saying all the accounts that take place in partnership firm, that firm, particular firm, don't need to communicate those accounts with public. Like in case of company, it is mandatory to disclose their accounts by accounting standard first, fully disclosure. So in that case, the company need to disclose the entire accounts. But in case of partnership, all the affairs of the partnership firm will remain secret. Fine. So this is what written in this point. Now flexibility, that the size, capital, like increasing the size, the capital, the decision is absolutely lies with the in the hand of partner. They don't want need to take government decisions and all, so they can exercise their decision whenever they feel, or whenever they feel it is required, or you can say whenever the business environment taking place in environment, so they feel that certain changes are necessary for the progress of their business, so they can easily implement those decisions without consulting other ones. Mean they have to consult with the partners, fine. The next point is more scope of expansion. As I told you, we have a greater resource in case of financial as well, in case of skills, work experience, knowledge. we can explore more to the market now. So there is a probability, more chances that we have a more scope of expansion of our business as compared to sole proprietorship. Fine. So this is what we have done with the advantages like merits. Fine. Now drawbacks. One of the important point is unlimited liability. In the last video I told you what is limited liability and unlimited liability. So in case of partnership, Act 1932, the partners having unlimited liability, which means if the partner is unable to pay off the debt from its business, then it is the time that those creditors which remain unpaid till yet, they can come up at your personal asset. They can have exclusively control over your personal assets. Fine. So under that circumstances, your personal assets are also liable to pay off that amount to respective creditors. Fine. So this term is known as unlimited liability. Non-transferability of shares. As I told you, if you feel that you need to quit from this partnership firm, under that circumstances, you cannot easily share your contribution that take place in partnership firm cannot easily transfer to your near and dear ones. It can only be done prior making permissions of all other members, hence mutually. If they allow, then only you can do so, but this is a limitation. You cannot easily transferable of your share, you can say, interest that lies in a partnership firm. The next point is conflict. As we know that there is partners come from different backgrounds, family, so definitely they have different thought process as well. So there, for a particular situation, you can say particular problem which happen in a business, there might be different decisions just because of work experience different, the knowledge, everything is different, right? The particular problem that is absolutely different than others. So there sometimes it creates a problem to understand and go with a different opinions, right? Because different opinion are there, now which opinion is to be stick. So sometimes it get a conflict. Fine. So this is what conflict arises, uncertainty, as we don't know that till what extent our partnership will be carry on. Fine. If anything went wrong to any one of the partner, so it is the time that we need to close. It is the time that the partnership will come to an end. Fine. So existence of partnership is definitely going to affect with if death of any partner will take place in a partnership firm. So it automatically demands for dissolution of partnership firm. Fine. The next point is risk of mutual agency. As I told you, there is a mutual agency. That means A, B, C and D are four partners. Even I taught you in last video as well. But there are four partners A, B and C and D. Suppose A itself and have a contract with some other party, I mean some outside party. Then I told you that A, B, C and D all are equally liable for it, or in whatever the ratio they share. So only A have done that contract, but if that contract binds up other partner as well. This is what mutual agency relationship. Now why it comes in a drawback? Drawback is like Mr. A have a contract with Mr. Pawan, suppose the name other person is Pawan, and the firm are A, B, C and D are partners. So Mr. A come in contact with some third party and that particular name is Mr. Pawan. For sake of personal benefit, they are ready to take substandard product from Mr. Pawan, substandard product from Mr. Pawan at a very less cost, I mean very less price, in which Mr. A able to earn substantial amount of profit. Fine. That means A is looking only for his personal profit rather than looking for a partnership profit. So under that circumstances, B, C and D other partners will definitely going to suffer from this contract. Is that clear? So that kind of risk of mutual agency taken place. Lack of public confidence. As I told you that there is no point of view that partnership going to reveal its accounts to public. So that's why public have very lack of confidence in partnership firm. So these are the drawbacks we have studied. Now there are different three types of partnership firm. First, partnership at will. As we know that what is will, will means that what we feel is absolutely stick to कि हमें business कब तक run करना है. So that absolutely depend upon the partners. Fine. So according to their desire, according to their will, whenever they want to take the partnership, that's fine. Or whenever they feel now this is the time we need to wind up our partnership firm, so they will, any one of partner will give the notice, and at that particular point of time your partnership will come to an end. Fine. So this is what will means. Fixed period of partnership. Sometimes when we come into an internal partnership, we definitely defined period is there. We what we sell, like suppose there is a 5 year of partnership will take place, 6 or 7, or you can say 3 years of partnership take place. Fine. So it is fixed. So once the time period is over, so it automatically partnership firm will come to an end. The next point is particular partnership. Particular partnership, let's take example. For example, suppose in a society, of the society was XYZ नगर इज अ सोसाइटी. एक सोसाइटी XYZ नगर के अंदर एक सोसाइटी है. तो उस सोसाइटी के अंदर एक पर्सन है मिस्टर रामू. ही यूज टू कंस्ट्रक्ट हाउस ओवर देयर. फाइन. ओके. कंस्ट्रक्ट हाउस, रेनोवेट टेक इन प्लेस, मिस्टर रामू. एंड उनके नियर बाय एरिया में भी एक और सोसाइटी है, उधर मिस्टर मोहन टेक प्लेस फॉर कंस्ट्रक्शन. सो मिस्टर रामू एंड मिस्टर मोहन आर देयर एज अ competitors of each other. Fine. They used to interact with each other, and where they go and purchase raw material. Fine, which is required for preparation of those house or renovation of those house. Now the point is they got a big contract. Actually, Mr. Mohan got a big contract for a hospital. They need to prepare hospital which require 10 floor of hospital. Now the point is Mr. Mohan don't have that workforce. So that means Mr. Mohan was a sole proprietor because he didn't work, only the owner of business. So he was the only owner, and he had few employees. As a labor, employees taken as a labor. Now the point is he alone cannot do and complete that particular task. Fine. And because hospital need to be completed within time period, so he approaches to Mr. Ramu. So they both come in conversation that we will come and have a contract and come into partnership together for that particular of creation of hospital. Once the hospital will be prepared, our partnership automatically comes to an end. Fine. So this is what a particular partnership. So Mr. Ramu and Mohan come into an partnership just because of for the up to whenever this hospital will be completed, the partnership come to an end. That's it. So this is type of partnership. The other one is on the basis of liability. This is a time duration. We have studied the types of partnership on the time duration, and the next point is on the type partnership based on the liability. So there are two types of partnership. One is a very common which we are studying since so long, Partnership Act under 1932. That means the partners have unlimited liability. But as we know that people were feel reluctant to enter in partnership just because of unlimited liability. Another law will come into an action in 2008, which come up in a Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. Fine. Under this law, there is a limited liability of a partnership, but at least one partner will have a unlimited liability. Fine. So in this case, so unlimited limited liability 2008 Act come into an action in 2008. So what are the features of it? Like at least one partner have a limited liability. The liability of other partner, the liability of remaining partner than this partner will be limited to the extent of capital contribute by them. जो भी पैसा उन्होंने कंट्रीब्यूट किया है उतनी ही लाइबल है, उनके पर्सनल असेट नहीं सोल्ड हो सकते कभी भी मार्केट में एक्सेप्ट दिस पर्सन बिकॉज इट्स लाइबिलिटी इज अनलिमिटेड. The partner with limited liability are called special partners or limited partners. So the partners who are limited liability are known as special partners and limited partners. The special partner have a right to inspect the accounts. The special partner can withdraw his partnership whenever it desire. Because in case of this limited liability, there is no maximum limit of number of partners must be there. So it is unlimited. Like in case of general partnership 1932 Act, in this the maximum number are 100 in case of non-banking business, or in case of banking business are 10. But over here in the limited partnership, the maximum number is unlimited. So whenever the partner feel to go, they can easily go and come into as well, and easily can go. Fine. So that absolutely depend upon their desire. Death, insolvency of any partner will not come to an end of this partnership, because there is unlimited partners. Fine. So now we'll move towards very important topic for exam point of view, that there are different type of partners. अभी हमने different type of partnership we were studying about on the basis of the liability and the duration, but there are different type of partners I am talking about. So there are four types of partner. First one is active partner. The name itself telling you what kind of partner it is. He is active. That means he actively participate on all the working of the management. Fine. The active partner participate in the management of the firm. Mark these words from here. His liability is unlimited. His liability is unlimited. Unlimited, you understand, personal assets are also liable to pay off the debt. Fine. And he contribute capital in a firm. So he unlimited liability, and as well he contribute capital in the firm. He gets share of a profit or loss in the company. If company earn profit, that partnership firm earn profit, he'll get the share of profit. If the partnership firm comes through with the losses, right, then he will going to share that losses. So this is what active partner is. Now sleeping or dormant partner, the name itself understand that this partner is sleeping, that is not highly active in working of management, day-to-day working. This person is not active. So the partner who does not participate in the management of the firm, these partners are bound by the activities of the other partners. So if the active partner saying or come into contract with other person, third party, then automatically this sleeping partner will also bound up for the same, because इनकी वर्किंग कौन कर रहा है? एक्टिव पार्टनर. नाउ एक्टिव पार्टनर बस बेटा डेफिनेशन थोड़ा इनका मीनिंग अलग है. रेस्ट अनलिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी एंड ही ऑल्सो कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट इन द कैपिटल, सेम. So sleeping partner have unlimited liability and definitely going to contribute capital in the firm, and he share profit and loss as well. So same hai. The next point is secret partner. As the name itself suggests, what kind of partner is? He is secret. That is publicly not known that he is a partner. The secret partner is the one who associate or relation with the firm, not known to outsider. So public don't know that this person is a partner. And although he is participate in the management, working of the management, but very secretly. Fine. Again, the capital will contribute the unlimited liability. Capital he will contribute unlimited liability, and definitely going to share profit and losses as well. So the point what I mean to say that 1, 2 and 3 types जो हैं, first 3 जो types of partner हैं, the meaning is bit different, but they have all 3 have unlimited liability. All 3 will contribute in capital, and all 3 will share part of profit and loss in the firm. Is it clear? Now the point is come to the nominal partner. बेटा nominal partner एक वो partner होता है जो actually partner नहीं होता. They are not the actual partner of the firm, but they are partner in the firm. Just the firm are using its name, that fame, that goodwill, that credit worthiness which are there in the market. Fine. So please important mark karna. The nominal partner are not the real partner of the firm. These partners do not contribute any capital. They will not a real partner. They will not contribute any capital. They do not participate in the management. They do not have unlimited liability. They do not get any share in profit and loss. They will get nothing. ना तो वो कैपिटल कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे, ना प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस में कोई शेयर करेंगे. उनकी लाइबिलिटी ना उनकी क्या होगी? दे डू नॉट हैव अनलिमिटेड लाइबिलिटी. ऑल द नॉमिनल पार्टनर ओनली लीड हिज नेम एंड रेपुटेशन फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ द फर्म, राइट? सो here he is there just for that firm will use his name, his or her name, for the benefit of the firm. He is liable to outsider for the debts which outsider have to give to the firm. But if he is liable, mark this word, he is liable outsider for the debts which outsider had given the firm believing that he is a partner in the firm. अगर इनके नेम यूज करके अगर हमने सपोज एक पर्सन था नॉमिनल पार्टनर हुज नेम इज मिस्टर लगा लीजिए आप ए, मिस्टर ए, फाइन. तो मिस्टर ए गो टू द बैंक एंड टेल हिम दैट आई एम अ पार्टनर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर फर्म, प्लीज sanction loan to this firm. Now the firm will get around 5 lakh rupees. If the firm is unable to pay that amount, then Mr. A is liable to pay to the bank itself. Fine, this is what the liability of these nominal partner have. Further, you need to understand how the name is used by the firm. So there are two cases. The firm will use the name of this partner. So the further divided, nominal partner further divided by partner by estoppel. Now what is this partner by estoppel? This the person who accept that he is the partner in the partnership firm by on his own words and conduct. Like he feels that I have a very good goodwill in the market, so he thought that I am the partner of that particular firm. बात समझ में आई? So he himself thinks that he is a partner. So this is what partner by estoppel. He is liable for the debt which the firm gets because of his reputation. I told you, जो भी loan या whatever the amount will get just because of using his name, then he will liable to pay off that if firm is unable to pay them. For example, if Mr. X is an active partner of the firm, तो Mr. X क्या है? Is active partner, तो he is a partner. Mr. X is a partner. Mark my word, Mr. X is a partner, active partner, applies for a loan. So Mr. X applies for a loan. Mr. A who do not partners request a loan. Mr. A who is not the partner request. So Mr. A क्या हुआ? He is not a partner. He personally feels, Mr. A feels that he himself feels that I am the partner of that particular firm. But the point, absolute point is, he is not the partner. So Mr. A who is not the partner requests the financier to give the loan to the firm as he is also the partner in the firm. Then Mr. A will be considered a nominal partner by estoppel. तो Mr. A ने क्या बोला बैंक को कि I am also a partner in this firm, please sanction the loan to this firm. Fine. So this is what the partner by estoppel means. Now the another form of nominal partner is partner by holding out. Now what is holding out? Now this partner will not himself call him as a partner, not come by his own words or conduct, but other members of the firm will call him as a partner or other people call him as a partner and he will never object for the same. इनकी तरफ से कोई objection नहीं आएगा. That's why that person is known as partner by holding out. The partner who does not call himself as a partner in the firm, who do not object when other call him as a partner in the firm. He will not any kind of problem when other people call him as a partner in the firm. Fine. Now, taking an above example, Mr. X applies for the loan. Again, Mr. X is an active person, active partner applies for the loan and the bank denied to give his a loan on his name. And Mr. X said that Mr. A is also there in our firm. On the basis of the name of the Mr. A, bank approved the loan to Mr. X. This term is known as holding out. Partners by holding out. That means, look, Mr. X applies for the loan saying that Mr. A is a partner in the firm. देखो कौन बोल रहा है? X बोल रहा है आज. Mr. X himself stating that Mr. A is a partner in our firm. So, and at the same time, Mr. A shows no objections to the statement of Mr. X. Then Mr. A will be called as nominal partner by holding out. Fine. And Mr. A himself, he is liable to pay back the debts which the company get by using his name. So there are two type of partners. In case of nominal partner by estoppel, that means he himself think that I am a partner. खुद को लगता है कि मैं partner हूँ, but actually he is not. In case of holding out, the other people will call him as a partner, and at the same time he won't object that other people call him as a partner in the firm. Fine. And both the partners, why they come and join up the firm? Just because the firm will use their name, fame for benefit of the firm. Is it clear? So now we'll move ahead with the minor partnership. Minor partner. The first of all, we need to understand that no minor partner can be take place. Who is minor? You need to understand who is minor. So minor is the person who is not attained 18 years of age. That is minor. Fine. So first of all, I would like to tell you that in case of partnership firm 1932, no minor partner can become as in partnership in the firm. Fine. So Mr. A, B, C, D are partner. They all are attained majority. That means they are over 18. Fine. But business was running good. But at the same time, Mr. A was met with an accident and he is no more with us. Now he having his one daughter. अब जो daughter है, she is just 16 years of age. That means she is a minor. Now what to do? Whether she can become partner in the firm? No, she can't, because Partnership Act 1932 don't allow the minor to be a partnership. Fine, partner to be in partnership firm. But that minor can be admitted to the benefit of the existing firm. So that minor can be admit कर सकते हैं हम उनको for the personal benefits, only for the benefits. Mark my words, only for the benefits. The minor partner do not contribute any capital. तो hence इनने कोई capital contribute नहीं करी होगी 16 years of age. ठीक है, बट उनके पेरेंट्स, उनके फादर थे, he had contributed some capital. Yes, these partners do not allow to participate, so she can't become a partner, so she can't be in participate in the management of the firm. The minor partner is liable to outsider. तो minor partner liable तो है, but कहाँ तक? To the extent of capital. So she is liable only to the extent of capital which introduced by her father when the business was started. He does not or she does not get any share in the losses. So mark, any share losses will not distributed in that minor. In case of minor or over to minor, she get, why I'm saying she, because in my example the daughter, so she get only share in the profit, but she is there to take share in a profit if in case the firm earn profits. Fine. After retaining, mark my words, after retaining the age of majority, if that 16 to come to 18, that means attaining the majority. A majority giving, then she has to give public notice stating whether she will remain as a partner in the firm or not. Fine. So she need to tell about the public whether she will continue as a partner or not. If she does not give any notice within a prescribed period, that prescribed period is 6 months. It is not written in the book, but I'm telling to you that prescribed period is for the 6 months. If when she attain 18 of age, like in case of month of March, fine. So in the end of at the end of September, she needs to tell about that she will going to as a partner or not, while providing the notice to the general public. If she fails to do that, to after 6 months, she automatically becomes a partner of the firm, like full partner. The liability will be unlimited. She will now going to share profit and loss like other partners are doing. Fine. So this is all about in case of partner, in case of minor. It is important, right? So this is bifurcation properly, types of a partner, capital contribute, management में क्या करते हैं, share of profit and the liability. Is it clear? Go through this table. This is really helpful to you people. Fine. So we are done with this video. So thank you, beta. Take care.